Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Those of you that are in the States know what I'm talking about. Those of you that are not in the States, well, you probably know a little bit about today. Today's Thanksgiving Day, and we celebrate with family and friends and eat a lot of food, and then I have to go and sleep and rest it all off. Today in the Saffron review video, I'm talking about 3 of my current favorite Thanksgiving Day fragrances, and this is focusing on Immortelle flower. And Immortelle flower, I'll tell you a lot more about it when we get rolling with the video. But the 3 fragrances that I like for Thanksgiving Day that features this flower are Atelier de Orange like this, Atelier des Ors Musc Immortel, and last but not least, Manos Gerakinis Immortelle, this one right here. So these are the 3 favorite fragrances I'm favoring for this Thanksgiving because of this Immortelle flower and the fact that it is very dry and autumn fall-like. And today we'll also have a giveaway. You're going to have a chance at winning one of your favorite fragrances from this 3 fragrances if you are a subscriber of the channel from the USA, Canada, EU, and the UK. So if you want to find out about these 3 fragrances and learn a little bit about Immortelle flower, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time tuning into the channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, and of course participating in giveaways and still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So yes, today's Thanksgiving Day, and it's a day to relax and be with family and friends and cook a big dinner, lots of turkey, and of course get fat. But when this theme came up, I thought, you know what? I like the idea of fragrances for Thanksgiving, but let's kind of put together something that might be connected. And I decided to go with Immortelle flower, and Immortelle flower is a flower or note that I'm really starting to really appreciate. Like last summer, we did a review for Immortelle from Manos Gerakinis, and I learned a lot about this flower, but there are 2 other fragrances that I have in the collection that I really like that focuses on Immortelle flower as well. Like this, and of course, Musc Immortelle from the house of Atelier des Ors. So what is Immortelle flower? Immortelle flower smells to me like fall and autumn. That's one of the reasons why I ended up doing this video and putting this theme together. But if you were going to get technical, Immortelle flower smells like burned sugar, caramelizing, maple syrup, honey. There are certainly smoky touches with this flower when you use it in a fragrance, and there are some tobacco-ish nuances as well. But for me, I also get like toasted bread, crackers, straw, hay, more like toasted bread, almost to the point of burning. So I don't know, you've done that probably many times when you're toasting bread and you can start smelling the burning smell. I get that with Immortelle flower. So I thought this was perfect to feature this flower in 3 fragrances that I have that are perfect for fall autumn wear. Anyway, here we go with the first one, but before we talk about the first one, I also want to mention that these fragrances I have either reviewed on the channel and or spoken about on the channel. So these are fragrances that I have in the collection. That's why I know a lot about these fragrances, and I really love this note, Immortelle. So the first one we're going to talk about is the first one that was released from the collection. It came out in 2010. It's from the house of Atelier de Orange, and it's like this. It used to be called Tilda Swinton like this, but now it's just called like this, and this is considered a spicy floral fragrance. It's been around since 2010, and the notes in here are Immortelle, pumpkin, ginger, clementine, heliotrope, vetiver, musk, orange blossom. I find this one to be the easiest to wear, and you can spray on yourself a lot of sprays, and it just is a great scent. Now the Immortelle, to me, as I said, acts really dry, like hay and straw. So there are those nuances of the caramelized sugar and honey. So it just kind of screams golden and late fall, early winter when it's like less and less sun out there. But this one also has that pumpkin. So I associate pumpkin with fall and autumn as well. And then the spices of ginger, citruses of clementine, a little powdery touch with the heliotrope. Vetiver, musk, and orange blossom. So those are really awesome notes. For me, this one is really lovely. The first time I went to this Atelier de Orange store, this is the fragrance I bought there, and I walked out with it. And I really fell in love with it after I was there for hours learning about every single one of their fragrances. It just really called out to me. And to this day, I'm still a fan of this one. I really love it, and it's a great fragrance to wear in the fall, autumn. I mean, it's a great fragrance to wear all year round because it's pretty easy to wear. The Immortelle is pretty easy for me, and then the pumpkin and ginger, it's just really, really lovely fragrance. So check it out, like this, from the house of Etat Libre d'Orange, focusing on the Immortelle note. Now this next one is from the house of Atelier des Ors, and this is Musc Immortelle. This is the one that I do not have a full review of. I do have a full review of Etat Libre d'Orange like this. This fragrance was featured in a Musk fragrances video. For me, this one is also a very toasted, sugary, slightly smoky, caramelly hay. So I get like straw-like effect and dried elements in here. But for me, this one is also a lot about iris. So for me, the iris in here is similar to the iris in Iris Fauve from the same house. But this one, there's a lot of Immortelle in here. And then there's this musk. It's a musk. It's called Musc Immortelle. And there's Ambrette. Ambrette seeds are used for musks in fragrances. So this is a very, very prominent note. So Ambrette kind of goes a little medicinal. There's a little bit of that in here. But it's a gorgeous fragrance. It's really, really lovely to wear. But if you like that effect of dry, straw, hay, weeds, things like that, you know, you experience the dryness in the fall before it starts really getting wet and rainy. This is it right here. This one really screams dry to me, much more than like this from Etat Libre d'Orange. But it is quite musky. You must like the musky note, and this is really gorgeous that way. So check out Atelier des Ors Musc Immortelle. This one was launched in 2017. In fact, the next one was launched in 2017, but I put them in this order because I experienced Musc Immortelle last year, but this is the first time I'm experiencing Immortelle from the house of Manos Gerakinis this year. So I decided to put them in this order. But this one and Musc Immortelle were launched in 2017. Now, Manos Gerakinis Immortelle, I have a full review on the channel with a friend of mine from Greece, and Manos Gerakinis is Greek. And this is considered an Oriental fragrance. Just wait until I read the notes to you. There's brown sugar, cinnamon, Immortelle, benzoin, milk, sandalwood, patchouli, cloves. This one is like the most burned smelling to me. Just think of the sugar that's really being caramelized and really kind of starting to smoke. There's a lot of that in here. There's a lot of resinous touches in here as well, and then vanillic touches. And for me, the cinnamon is also pretty standout. And this one actually acts like speculoos. Just think of that cookie butter speculoos that you spread on your food or just eat out of the tub, or maybe even just the cookies by themselves. This is absolutely delicious. It screams fall for me, and this is definitely a gourmand Immortelle experience. Really, really delicious fragrance, really, really cozy, comfy. Just think of that cookie butter, as I said. It's absolutely delicious, and I find this one perfect for fall, even for the winter wear. So this is Immortelle from the house of Manos Gerakinis. And those are the three fragrances that I'm going to talk to you about today as my choices for Thanksgiving Day. Immortelle is the flower. If you want to learn more about Immortelle, check out some of the videos I've done on the channel focusing on this flower. And of course, do a little research online to learn a little bit about this flower as well. If you're curious to watch the videos about these fragrances, I do have a full review of Etat Libre d'Orange like this, and of course of Immortelle from Manos Gerakinis, and then check out my Musk video where I rank this in the video as well. But now for the giveaway. If you're interested in participating, there's a link to South Raban in the info box. Click that, head over to South Raban, and find out how you can have a chance at winning one of these three fragrances. Musc Immortelle from Atelier des Ors, Immortelle from the house of Manos Gerakinis, and like this from the house of Etat Libre d'Orange. Please go there, follow their rules, and then come back here and let me know your thoughts on these three fragrances. Have you sampled these three fragrances, and are you a fan of them? Do you know these houses? And also let me know, are you familiar with this note, Immortelle? For me, the first time I learned about Immortelle was from L'Occitane. They used to have a big bunch of Immortelle flower, and they had these Immortelle products. I'm not sure if they still do, but that's the first time I experienced Immortelle, and I was very curious about them because I really like that dryness about this flower. It's also known as the everlasting flower. Anyway, let me know, put some comments down so that we can get a conversation started. Otherwise, please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.